What's up, guys? It's Joey from LOR Hub here. Today I'm going to be doing a video on spell speeds in Legends of Runeterra. This video is definitely geared more towards newer players, kind of a one-on-one series if you would. I'm not sure if I'm going to explicitly call it that, but it's definitely more for players who are less familiar with the finer points of the game. However, I do think there's potentially information that any player could take from this, so stick around if you think there's something to be gained. Real quick before I get rolling, I just want to say, one, we have a Discord for the YouTube channel, which you can find the link for right in the description box below. Appreciate it if you check it out and join up and, get involved in the community there. Additionally, number two, I also stream on Twitch basically every day, usually 7 or 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's the usual ballpark. So, if you like this video, if you like the content you're seeing, be sure to follow up on Twitch, shoot me a follow, and just get in the chat. Would love to hear from you. So, let's dive into this. So there are 3 spell speeds in Runeterra. There is slow, fast, and burst. And for each one, I have a different card example that I want to use to explain the spell speed and potentially give you some contextual info that will give it a little more clarity. So we're going to start with the Ruination. So the Ruination, it is a slow speed spell card in the game that reads, kill all units. That's killing everything. Your own cards, your opponents, wipes the entire board. So slow speed cards, they operate at the same speed as units and champions do. So in other words, you play a unit card, a follower, you play a champion. When you play it, your opponent has the opportunity to respond to it. They're given a window in which they can, if they have the means to, do something about it. And slow speed cards function similarly, where, an example, say I play the Ruination. Your opponent, if they have fast speed cards or burst speed cards, which are faster than slow, they can play those in response and potentially work around your Ruination, give you less value. An example of that would be, I play the Ruination. My opponent has 2 Glimpse from Beyonds in hand and sacks 2 of their cards and draws 4 off Glimpse from Beyond's effect. That makes the Ruination less impactful. So in terms of slow cards, there's usually a high payoff. However, they are the easiest to react to, the easiest to play around. Later in the game, cards like the Ruination, cards like the Harrowing, they can be so impactful that it might not potentially save your game state if you have an opportunity to react or a window like that, but they are the most susceptible to responses in the game simply because of the speed they're at. Additionally, slow cards cannot be countered by other slow cards. So in other words, if I play a slow speed card, you have to play something that's either fast or burst speed to respond to it. You can't play another slow card until the effect resolves of the initial one in question. So going into fast speed cards, which is like the middle, it's the medium speed of the 3, I feel like Deny is a great card to use for this example. So Deny reads, stop a fast spell, stop a slow spell, or a skill. Skill being a card that triggers when your opponent plays a follower or a champion. For instance, your opponent plays Ledros, and his skill is he cuts your health in half, so you could deny that. So the way fast speed spells work is they can respond to one another, unlike slow speed. So if I play Deny to stop a spell card your opponent is using, they could deny my Deny, for instance, or play another fast speed card. And the way fast speed's a great example to explain the order of resolve in Runeterra. Cards resolve from left to right, and all combat is played from left to right in Runeterra. So what that means is the more cards, it's kind of like the stack in Magic, if you're familiar with that. So the way it works is the more cards you put on this stack, if you would, the ones that are played last resolve first. So in other words, from left to right, cards effects happen. So fast cards usually are what make up, fast and burst are what make up that stack of responses. Also, I'm about to get into burst speed cards, but it's worth noting, a little preemptively, that burst speed cards resolve before fast. So what that means is, if you are trying to outplay with someone with a fast speed card, they still have a window where they play their burst speed and it will resolve before your fast speed card play happens. Burst speed is the fastest in the game. So burst speed. Brothers Bond is a great card to explain how burst speed works. Burst speed is the absolute fastest, as I previously mentioned. Burst speed cards resolve upon play. So, when you lay a fast speed card on the board, like Deny, as we previously talked about, it is laying in a limbo where it sits on the stack because there is potential to respond to it. Burst speed cards are incredible and sometimes extremely powerful because there is no responding. When you play a burst speed card, it resolves instantly. So I laid out a little instance here to visually explain an instance of using a burst speed card and how it might help your trading, an example. So this is a little more small scale and very literal, so bear with me. But in this case, your opponent is attacking in with his two Mighty Poros. Mighty Poro is a well-statted card. It's a 3/3 for 3 with Overwhelm. Overwhelm meaning he's going to attack over my cards and do the excess damage to my face. So, for this instance, let's say your opponent is tapped out otherwise. He's swinging with these Poros, but he has no more mana. You have 5 or 6. You have a full pool of mana. He might expect you have something, but he's not necessarily reading the Brothers Bond. You go, you block with your Spiderlings, who otherwise would get attacked over, and you'd be taken 4 to face, and you play Brothers Bond. So when you play that, that happens instantly. So even if he had mana left and he had cards to respond, these Spiderlings are buffed no matter what. So now, you are trading relatively even. You're still going to take the damage from the Overwhelm, but you're going to kill those Mighty Poros that were a threat on the board. So those Mighty Poros might have continued to live and continue to attack over your cards and whittle away at your health. But in this instance, Brothers Bond, at the cost of 2 mana, cleared a set of threats on board. And the Spiderlings, as the vessel of doing that, is pretty value because Spiderlings are disposable. They're meant to be crashed into, they're meant to attack and just kind of be ran through, usually in whatever deck they're being played in. And there's a lot of really great burst speed cards in the game. Brothers Bond is one of countless examples of super powerful cards, and the more familiar you are with them and their places in different decks in the meta, the better you'll have a time reading certain plays and certain scenarios that you run into while playing the game. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I'm probably going to do more videos like this. I feel like it's good to have a resource for some fundamental stuff when it comes to Runeterra. There's a lot of higher learning to the game, and I think it's one of the best TCG, VCG type games I've probably ever played. I think there's a whole lot to it. So if you like this video, please let me know. Shoot it with a like, a comment. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and there will probably be more like it to come very soon.